The Wreck My Podcasters assemble on this episode celebrating all things Marvel. In honor of Avengers Infinity War breaking the box office, we take a look back at the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Comics, and movies outside the MCU to challenge our memory and perception. We have a quick guest appearance by the Trivia with Buds podcast host, Ryan Buds, who you can find hosting trivia nights at bars all over the Los Angeles area. There are no spoilers for Infinity War in case you haven't had a chance to see it yet, so feel safe listening to this episode. Grab some shawarma and get ready for this episode of Wreck My Franchise. You're not cool enough, Kipka. All right, guys. All right, we're here today to talk about a marvelous episode of the Wreck My Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about Marvel.
Marvel.
In honor of Avengers Infinity War coming out this past week, we are recording it as of April 29th, Sunday, and Avengers Infinity War came out on Friday, April 27th.
Thursday night, right?
Thursday night, so the 26th technically. And
they're early. They're doing like, they're not midnight
No,
anymore. They're like
they
6
start at
PM.
like 3. Yeah,
Or
like
earlier,
I went
yeah.
and saw a 7:50 show. Oh no, that was Friday night. But they had like the same showings.
Like, I'm kind of happy about this because I remember all my friends were like, "Oh, let's go see this movie," at midnight. And like I'd be like, "Okay, I'm just."
And then
gonna
you're
hang out with
tired.
everyone. And I'd fall asleep during every movie. Like one of the Harry Potters, like I fell asleep and I woke up, everything was just on fire.
Yeah, no, same thing with me. Like I went and saw, I saw Transformers at midnight, and I also saw the Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, which was probably not the best idea to do at midnight because that was kind of a boring movie. But
Oh, the Crystal Skull, that was just an instant classic.
But I did go see Avengers Infinity War this weekend, but I don't think anyone else did. So we're not going to be talking about spoilers.
Because Jordan told us it wasn't going to be part of the
I told you that
podcast.
I didn't think everyone was going to have seen it yet. So we're not going to be
did
talking
just come
about
out.
spoilers. We are going to be celebrating all things Marvel this episode, though, in honor of it just coming out, and a beer, I guess. I don't know why you were doing that. But I looked it up. Thursday night alone, preview night, it made $39 million that one night alone.
I believe it.
So I think they're projecting it for like a
Go to the boys.
$212 to $222 million opening weekend.
With all the actors, though, that are on that, I wonder what its budget was.
I think both parts were $1 billion, so it's $500 million
Did
each.
you just assume their gender?
What?
I think actors.
actors
I
and
think actors
actresses.
are. You can roll
Yeah.
reverse that
No,
word.
I think the actress is the sexist term now.
Yeah,
Really?
it's like flight attendant and stewardess. What's the bad one? What don't people like? I don't know.
Homo.
Yeah. Homo, I'll have another water, please.
Yes, that's the one people don't like. So we're going to be going in and just talking about Marvel and everything. But first, I have to do some plugs. So we are on Instagram and Twitter at Wreck My Podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and the iTunes podcast app. Be sure to leave a rating and review since that'll help us out a lot. And we're not really asking for money. We're just asking for validation and ratings and reviews. We're on a few... Hey, someone's here. Hey, we started without you.
That's all right.
Would you want
come
to
on
jump
in.
in here? Is that a good angle? Here, roll it. It's all about the angle. Roll it around.
Angle of the dangle.
Kipka's here.
Kipka is here.
around
Yeah, I was
town.
looking for some chew.
Hey, you wanna give me a little mic check into that for me?
Check 1 2.
Hey, you're good.
Featuring the great Ryan
So we
Buds.
have a new person on here. This is Ryan Buds. You are a famous podcast person here.
I don't think that's true.
I think
I
so.
started a podcast a year before you did.
Yeah, is
That's
that how it
famous.
works?
Yep,
I know.
that's it.
I don't know. It's a little intimidating. I've been on yours and now you're on mine. I'm like, I have to push this along now.
This is pretty good. I actually just walked in to get one of my conventions recorded.
Oh yes.
So, yeah.
You didn't need
I
some
didn't even know-
CDs burned or.
No, I didn't know you guys were even recording
So
a
is
podcast.
this what you thought my office would look like?
You know what? I think you showed me a picture one time, or I went to the website, and I knew that there was a headshot of Whoopi Goldberg.
Yes.
Right over there. Who takes a headshot like this?
Well, you know
Like
what?
she's
She was
trying
in
to poop.
Sister Act or something. and she's doing that. That's actually not Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
Who is that from
Her
here?
name is Bernadette Larson. She's from Vegas. She used to work for us. She's an impersonator in Vegas.
But she does Whoopi
But she does
Goldberg,
Whoopi.
right?
Yeah, she does Whoopi
No,
Goldberg.
she does
No,
Tom
that's just
Selleck.
that's just a black
Weird.
lady. You're
Totally
kind of racist. I don't know what's going on here. But so this is Ryan Buds. He does Trivia with Buds all around LA. So if you're a listener in the LA area, you've probably heard of him before if you're watching ours because I promote it quite a bit. on my
thanks for
social
doing
medias.
That, Jordan.
Yeah,
That's so nice of you.
and you promote me. I just telling today I was listening to Breaker and Bane's podcast, and I had a nice little shout out in there, and I was like, I feel good about myself. So that was nice.
Of course.
I was just in the middle of plugging our stuff. Actually, I was saying it's interesting. So we're on YouTube and we're on the iTunes podcast app, but what we are also on now is I got us on Stitcher. We're on Player FM. And Castbox, I don't know if any of you have heard of that, but it's a newer app, and people are really loving it. But we were on there already. I didn't put our RSS feed. I just went on and searched our name, and I'm like,
Sketchy.
Who is ghosting our thing on? Like,
It was probably just Madison.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know how we got on there, but we're on Castbox now, so go check it out.
I think it was Bernadette.
Bernadette Larson
Bernadette
as Whoopi
Larson.
Goldberg.
Always looking out for us.
Yeah, she loves it. So we have new episodes every Wednesday and sometimes a bonus episode on Saturday. And I was just mentioning, since you came in a little bit late, Ryan, we're doing Marvel today, everything Marvel related, not Infinity War. In honor of Infinity War is why we're doing this. So we're going to play a few games. We're going to talk about Marvel a little bit, but we're going to kind of keep the non-spoilers. Have you seen the movie yet? Or
I haven't. I have 2 kids, so it'll be about 6 months for me.
Okay.
That's how
It'll probably still be in the theaters making tons of money in 6 months from now.
$250 million opening weekend. That's pretty nuts.
Did you see actual numbers?
I saw $250 million. Yeah.
Oh man, because I only saw 39 million for Thursday night. That's the only number I could find.
They said it's the #1 opening weekend movie of all time.
Oh my god.
What a
that's
shock.
crazy.
I thought Rampage was going to really give it a run for it.
Yeah.
I would have loved to get a % of that. That'd be a very
That's
nice
crazy.
donation.
It was a good movie, I'll tell you that, but I'm surprised it made that much that quickly.
I think people are just excited
just the
for all
following,
those characters on screen.
It's
One
true.
movie,
It felt the most like a comic book movie in the sense that when you read a comic, you're jumping from panel to panel to like different characters. It really felt like that. So
I think the first Avengers still made more, though, right?
well, overall, but that was out for like 5 months.
Opening weekend wise.
No,
they
I think
said
212, 209 or 212 was the
this
original
250
Avengers.
is I just saw it earlier today. It said the biggest of all time.
So even bigger than Avatar.
Yes.
Finally, someone knocked that pretentious douchebag off its pedestal. Thank God.
What do you have
Tell us
against
how you
Avatar?
really
I
feel.
hate Avatar.
What about Avatar 2 and
Jeez.
3 coming out?
I don't know yet. I mean, I'm not super excited, but I'll give it a shot because I'm willing to throw my money at things. And I have Movie Pass now, so what the heck? Why not? Let's go
Talk about
check it
Movie
out.
Pass. You guys all have it?
No.
I think I'm the only one.
He's the only one.
And now, did you
Jordan
know
had
it's
asked for
limited?
permission.
Everything's
I
limited
did.
now.
I got in right before that too, and I'm
Yeah.
like, please don't retrofit that my next
know.
month I pay to do that because
Sure.
I want to be able to rack my reward points up at Regal because I live across the street from a theater.
So do I.
So I'll just
Yeah.
check in. I'll walk over. I'll pick the ticket up. I'll go home, but I get the points and I get free tickets for my wife.
Free popcorn. It's
Yeah,
great.
exactly. So when I go, I don't got to pay for anything.
My
That's pretty
wife.
awesome.
Yeah, so I hope that they don't do that to me, but we'll
It's-
see.
yeah,
My
so-
dad got the best deal.
Oh,
He
yeah.
paid $6.95 a month for the year.
Oh,
like
yeah.
a month or two back.
That was like a real rare quick
Yeah,
one.
it was just like random. It just worked out the time he wanted to get it was having that deal.
Yeah, I almost like canceled mine and reopened it under another name because of that deal, and then I was like, I'm not going to go through the trouble.
What is the current? You said the new deal isn't as good. What is
so
the
it's
current deal?
$9.95 now, but they're limiting it to 4 movies a month instead of every day of the month.
That's.
But I
mean,
will tell you,
that's
it's
still
way
that's
cheaper.
a great deal.
And I've never gone more than 3 times in a month.
I'm sure they have analytics that show that barely anyone's going more than 4 times a
Well,
month.
I mean, I guess if we're gonna go down this rabbit hole, I talked to Kyle's dad, and he was telling me they're actually losing money because when they made this, they did it on the pretenses they would get a portion of the concessions.
Yeah.
And then when the final contract happened, they did not get that
Well,
stipulation.
all the theaters are pushing
they're
back.
So
Yeah.
actually, that Movie Pass is losing money. So they predict it might not be around next year.
Yeah.
well,
So-
they just got to find a way around it. I mean, I don't get why the movie theaters aren't working with them, honestly, because
Because they could do their
the
own.
movies are.
But the movies, here's the problem. Yeah, but then every theater is going to have their own subscription model that you're going to go to.
Well, they're
you're going
not
to lose
all
out.
independent theaters. Most of them are like.
I guess
well,
that's true. Like
AMC
Regal
or
has,
Regal,
I don't know.
yeah.
I just feel like what you're doing is you're setting this precedence where people are now willing to pay $10 a month to go see movies. You're going to take it away from them, and people are not going to go to the theater because they're like, well, I'm used to paying $10. Well, I'm not even going to pay $15 for a ticket.
Yeah.
And you're killing, like, you thought it was bad before that audiences were declining. They're going to decline even more now if you do that. 'Cause
I
it's
think
like,
that's a good point.
yeah, it's like getting Netflix and then being like, hey, guess what? Now you have to pay for every movie you want to watch or every TV show again. It's like you can't go backwards anymore.
Yeah.
You've set the tone. It's not.
yeah.
It's just.
Isn't it funny how everything's moving into the way of subscriptions now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
What's the subscription price for this podcast?
Oh, well, I should get like a
A like
Patreon
and a
where you can
follow?
only watch it if you're on the
$18.50.
Patreon. $18.50. $1.99, and we'll give you $1 rebate, so 99 cents.
I think
you
Jordan
go.
actually sends you money if you get it.
Yeah, I will pay you $5.
Reverse Patreon?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just give out
Natri-po.
something
I just made
like
that up.
that.
Pronunciation
Something
didn't even
like
try
that.
and figure it out.
So let's talk about Marvel here, since that's what we're here to talk about. Let's go down the line. What is your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie?
Ooh, that's kind of a tough one. I might have to go with Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. is just a really good actor. You know,
And it was the OG that started
it
all.
was the OG, yeah. But, I mean, I gotta say the first one, because I felt like the more they got on, a little more cheesy it got. But the first one, I felt like it was really good.
Have you watched it recently?
No,
It's pretty cheesy.
oh.
If you think the newer ones are cheesy, that one actually still kind of has that
Oh,
early
no.
2000 feel to it a little bit. How about you, Joe? I just wrecked your perception. What we do on this podcast.
Well, having not seen Infinity War yet, my
Yes.
favorite is still Civil War, just because that does have
Yes,
all of them
that
all
is a
together.
cool one.
I also do like the first Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yes.
Ooh, yeah,
as
that's a
well
good one.
as Ragnarok.
Okay.
He said one.
I said one.
God.
Yeah. Come on.
Just saying.
All right, Kipka. Pick
I'd say-
one.
I'd say Guardians. It's
Guardians.
the most fun.
Guardians 1. How'd you feel about Guardians 2?
It
as
was
good or not
but
really?
as fun.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Ryan, down there playing on your phone?
I like Winter Soldier.
Oh.
That's one of my favorites.
That's a
I
good
just thought it
one.
was such a good, almost non-Marvel movie. Real fun kind of spy
Espionage,
movie.
yeah.
Just like great action. The Bucky Barnes Winter Soldier character's awesome, and
Yeah.
you had no idea what was going to happen in that movie. I feel
Yeah.
like.
And do you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or no?
I don't.
And you never watched it?
I think I watched the pilot.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what was super cool about that is the show was really, really boring up to that point, and then the moment that movie hit, it impacted that show like crazy because
That's
the whole
cool.
Hydra thing and all
Yeah.
that. And that's when the show started getting good. So
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool that they actually intertwined the two, because that's the only time they've done that with the TV show.
What season of the TV show did they do?
Six,
that?
One.
right? Oh, it's on
No,
six
it
now.
was-
right?
They're on 5 or 6 now,
Yeah.
but it was season 1 that they did that with
Because
Winter
I
Soldier.
tried to get in that TV show, and
No, it's slow. It's
I
boring
couldn't-
up to that point,
so
and then
I-
it gets boring again
so I
somewhere.
probably quit off right before it got.
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
was just like.
Well, for me, actually, Doctor Strange is probably my
Oh,
favorite.
yeah.
I go Guardians and Doctor Strange are like neck and neck, but I like a lot of other sci-fi properties like Star Wars and Serenity, so I'm like, I'll give Doctor Strange
Yeah, it was
on
just like
this
that was a
one.
good
like
one.
Benedict
Yeah.
Cumberbatch.
I love Benedict Cumberbund. He's my favorite. Cumbersmatch.
It's on Netflix, and I still haven't watched it. It's been on Netflix.
Doctor
for
Strange?
years. Yeah, I still
Watch
haven't
it,
watched
man.
pretty
It
good
is
one.
so good.
I still haven't seen Ant-Man. They haven't put that on anywhere.
Yeah, that one's good.
That one's pretty fun. I mean,
It's not
I
like
will say
top
Ant-Man's
3.
one of my
I'm-
least favorite Marvel
Yeah,
movies.
it's not top 3, but it's fun. It's funny.
I
mean,
didn't
It's
see
just small.
Winter
That-
Soldier
one,
forever either.
I'm gonna sound terrible saying this, but that one Mexican guy who's like the short
Oh,
one,
Michael Pena?
Yeah,
Right?
Michael Pena. He like anything he does is always gold. So
Yeah, he was really funny
he
in
was
that.
really good
He
in
was
that.
good in that. All right, so what is your least favorite Marvel movie? I guess we just heard Ant-Man
Yeah.
is Ryan's least favorite. Is it just because Paul Rudd rubs you the wrong way?
No, I love
that
Paul
douchebag
Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
No, I
No,
love Paul
yeah,
Rudd,
Paul
and
Rudd's
I
great.
like the idea of the suit and everything.
Yeah.
I just fell asleep watching it. Like I
Oh.
just thought it was like, if I'm falling asleep during a Marvel movie, like
Yeah.
I'm usually like all into it. You know?
Yeah.
And I watched it. I think the first week it came out on video, and I was just like so not into it.
So have you gone back and tried to finish it, or
No, and I should
You
probably
should
do
just go
that.
to the end fight scene because that's fun.
Yeah.
You know.
I should do that.
I mean, there was some redeeming qualities. I thought it was like it had a bunch of good stuff. I mean, Paul Rudd, he gets me every time. You know.
Yeah.
Mike Crapbag every time.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. Wait, who's Mike
That's
Crapbag?
Paul Rudd's
Character
his
from
fake
Friends.
name in Friends.
Yeah.
When he
Oh yeah.
Mike Crapbag.
Like that's the last season. I totally forgot about that.
with,
That
it's
is
like,
awesome.
no, just
Princess
Crapbag.
Just crap
Consuela.
bag. You're Princess
Banana
Consuela.
Hammock.
That's great. I love it. I love it. All right. What about you, Joe? Or I'm jumping out of
yeah.
order, but sure.
You know
We'll
what I
go
mean?
back that way 'cause I
Kipka, what
didn't
do you
about
think?
it.
We're really professional
Yeah.
on
Oh,
this
yeah.
podcast.
I don't know. I can't even like think. There's so many now. It's hard to even remember them all.
18.
Yeah,
No, 19 was the new
18
one.
before event. Yeah,
The span of what, 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years.
that's
Oh,
crazy.
I
It
don't-
feels like it's been 20 years, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels like a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was in high school, I think, still when they started coming out.
Yeah.
No, just out of high
I
school.
totally forgot about the Spider-Man. I like that one a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Spider-Man was
Right.
good.
Yeah, I like
sounds like
Spider-Man's one of my favorite characters in general. So he's just one of the funniest
He's
characters.
got- yeah, he's
more
good
entertaining.
quippy.
Speaking of Spider-Man, I'm super excited for Venom.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Spider-Man probably will not be in that.
Nope.
I
No.
will say I thought that Venom trailer looked real bad.
The newest one or
Yeah.
the first one?
Yeah, the trailer was kind of
Like
I'm-
I liked the Venom-y parts, you know, like where he's in the apartment,
Yeah.
the abilities, slamming people against the wall, awesome. But like There was no action except like a motorcycle sequence.
Yeah, that like
looked
no
real
fight
lame.
sequences that were choreographed well.
Yeah, it just looked like a Sony movie, not a.
But it was
Yeah.
super
Which, you know, like
cool
what you
when the
expect from
symbiote
X-Men,
kind of
yeah.
like went up over him and like engulfed him. Like that was super cool looking.
Also,
I like that.
Tom Hardy's New York accent
Oh,
is
so
Danny
awful.
from Grease.
Yes.
Which Madison would
Yeah,
love. He's
she
just
would
like,
I know,
Oh
right?
my God, I'm Venom.
But Sandy.
But also, Eric Foreman is my Venom. So.
Oh, really? I think you're alone. I think you're alone on that island. You are all by yourself with one sad palm tree, sir. But Kipka, what's your least favorite?
I don't know. I can only think maybe Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. That was a pretty bad one.
I was gonna say Iron Man 2 or 3. One of
Yeah.
they kind of blend together a little bit. One of them is really just kind of like whiny and dark. Like,
I liked Iron Man 3, but most people didn't. What
Actually,
about?
I was hearing a lot of people did like.
I just
Iron
like
Man
the
3.
swerve.
I think for
I
some
like the
reason
swerve.
people think that other people.
I'm
did.
always happy with that.
You know what I loved in Winter Soldier is when Robert Redford has to kill his maid because she walks in at the wrong time.
Oh
And
yes.
he's like,
That
I
was-
wish he didn't walk
Sorry.
in now, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna kill her.
That was-
Yeah,
just
he was
shoots her.
brutal.
That was
He was
probably one of
brutal.
the darkest moments of like the Marvel universe. Like mostly it's kind
And
of
Robert Redford's big return to the screen and
Yeah.
stuff.
It was
He's
more of a
murdering
legit
his maid.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
yeah, if you
comic
have
book
Robert
thing.
Redford in it, you're like, this
Yeah.
is a movie, not just a
Yeah.
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Right. That was really all that was great. Really well done.
I agree that Winter Soldier is one of the best ones. My least favorite one is actually the first Captain America.
I second you with that. I
That
thought
one
Captain
is
America: The
horrible.
First Avenger was so boring.
Yep.
That's my least favorite. I
Yeah.
cannot stand that.
That's why I
one.
can't understand why people are obsessed with Wonder Woman. I thought it was just like the first Captain America
Well,
movie.
we had this
Similar, yeah.
conversation where when I saw Wonder Woman in theaters, I was stoked on it, and then when I went back and watched it with my
Like,
wife,
oh, yeah.
I was like halfway through, and I'm like, "Do you want to go to bed? Like this is really
Heyo.
boring."
People
Heyo.
were like,
Hey,
We'll
people-
make our own Wonder Woman.
talking like it's a groundbreaking movie, and
Well, that is
I was
DC.
just bored.
That's
Yeah,
just nice to
DC.
look
So what
at.
do you think, Krager? What's your least favorite?
I said I agree with Kipka. One of the maybe it was
Iron
Iron
Man.
Man 2. Like yeah, I guess that's kind of weird juxtaposed.
Well,
favorite.
one of the biggest criticisms that the MCU has is their forgettable villains. So what we're going to do now is play a little game called Name That Villain. So we're going to go through every movie, and we're going to see if you guys can remember the name of the main villain in that movie. And you can't go Robert Redford's character. And
What about
you have to
what
remember
about
their
what else?
name.
I'm
Mr.
terrible with
Smith,
names in general.
in red.
I need multiple.
No, you can't do Hugo Weaving as a red guy. Sorry. So we're gonna start with Iron Man. Does anyone remember what Iron Man's villain was?
Jebediah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You're close.
Yeah, you're there.
You're close.
Swain.
You're close.
Jebediah.
You're
Also,
getting
is it
you're getting Jeff.
Jedediah?
No, it's
Was it-
Obadiah. You're getting Jeff
Obadiah.
Bridges. You're getting
Was it just
Jebediah
Lebowski?
with
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges there.
Obadiah Payne. Obadiah
Close.
Swain.
So it's Obadiah Stane. But does
Stane.
anyone remember his alter ego in the suit? What their name is from the comics?
Oh.
Wait,
No,
this-
I
Wait,
don't,
from the
man.
comics, or
No.
did they actually
Hold
say it in
Well,
the movie?
I don't think
they
they
don't
say
say
it
it in the
in the
movie.
Then I don't
Wait.
care.
Well, I mean,
this is the
he's
movies.
credited, I believe, as Obadiah Stane / this guy in the
Okay.
credits.
It's in the
I
credits.
don't
okay.
remember.
Yeah. No one remembers.
No, I don't remember things.
Ironmonger.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
I thought he was good. I wish they didn't kill him off. I think it would have been cool to have him back in
Does he
another
die?
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he
pretty
does.
definitive. But Jeff Bridges is awesome.
He-
Yeah, it
he
would have
was
been
a great character.
But
They
hey,
overload
I think they
you
should
never
bring him
know.
back.
That's right.
They could always dabble with time travel when the Fox merger goes through, and they're like, let's bring back some characters from the old days. Like that'd be kind of fun.
I think
That
it
would
got a
be-
little weird at the end of the first one, but I think he was one of the best villains of all the movies.
he was really good up until the point they put him in the suit, and then he had all those one-liners where he's like, he's talking all like.
I'm sorry, Jordan. What was that?
All right, so the Incredible Hulk,
Okay.
Which one?
Oh,
which
the-
which
the-
one is
The
that?
Edward Norton.
the
one?
Edward Norton
I
one.
just asked the question. Is it Clayton something?
No, I'm not even really close.
Is it the general? Right? It's
I'll
the
tell you this:
general?
if you can tell me the name of what the general turns into, you don't need to tell me the
Red
general's
Hulk?
actual name. No,
No,
it's not
it's
Red
like
Doesn't he
Hulk.
turn into
it's
Red
like
Hulk?
Apocalypse or something.
Oh,
He's like
Abomination.
Apocalypse. Abomination. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
His name is General Emil Blonsky, played by the wonderful Tim Roth.
That's
Yep.
right.
I
said,
love
what
Tim
did I say?
Roth.
Clancy?
Something like that.
Blonsky. was the thing in my head.
Clayton.
Yep.
Yeah, Clayton.
Oh,
That's what it
I'm
was.
thinking
Not
of a
even
different
close.
guy.
But yeah, Tim Roth, the famed in Pulp Fiction and Funny Games, and what I believe was the most underrated television show ever, Lie to Me.
Lie to Me.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
great TV
That was a
show.
good show.
So now Iron Man 2, who knows Mickey Rourke's character?
Whiplash.
Yes, Whiplash. You remember his real
Should we
name?
just yell it out or no?
No, yeah, go for it.
ahead.
We're not
No,
keeping
my
board.
We made the joke last time of keeping score, and then that person gets to leave early and not have to finish the podcast. But
Is it Ivan something?
yeah,
Sounds
Ivan
sounds like
Banco.
Ryan heard that episode. He's
Banco,
trying to get out of
yeah,
here.
okay.
Ivan Banco, yeah.
Alright.
And then
That's not for my
Thor,
board.
the very first Thor. This one should be a little bit easy.
Loki.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Loki.
Oh,
Loki.
sick.
But
Go
do you remember the
Mark
name
it
of?
up.
Do you remember the
The
name of the
race?
giant robot that he has to fight at the end?
Giant robot. Oh, yeah, it's the.
In the New Mexico town?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, they say it in the
Abomination.
They have it in the comics a lot too, in the TV show.
Fire Eye.
I don't remember.
The
what it's called.
Destroyer.
Destroyer. Simple.
It's like a 3-year-old. Name that villain, and a 3-year-old's like the Destroyer. Captain America: The First Avenger.
The Red Skull.
The Red Skull. That's an easy one. The Avengers, the very first one. It's kind of
Loki.
Yeah, it's Loki.
Okay, again.
Which I guess you could say the Skrulls were also a villain because they had them come in
Hawkeye,
and everything.
kind of.
Well,
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, he called those big aliens.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
was?
yeah,
He
yeah.
did that?
Were they the Skrull or the Kree? They were one of them. They were something.
The Krill.
The Krill, maybe. I don't know.
No,
They were
the Krill-
something.
The Krill something else. I was kidding.
Iron Man 3. This is Robert Redford's character. Or no, I'm sorry.
Mandarin?
This is Guy Pearce's character.
Memento guy.
It was
Because the
Oh,
Mandarin was who it
Hammer.
was supposed to be.
His last name's Hammer, right?
No, that was Iron Man 2. He was in that. Was some something him.
Oh.
This guy.
There's another like invention guy.
This guy is the one who created the extremist virus and everything.
Yeah.
So you thought it was going to be the Mandarin, but the
it's-
Mandarin was like a
it's the
front.
dude who was like a weirdo who like hit him up when he was younger.
Yeah, exactly. He was
Oh,
super
crap, what's his
weird, and Tony Stark just blew him off.
Yeah. This is basically The Incredibles.
Yeah, this is seriously.
Syndrome.
This movie is The Incredibles.
Broke the glass
That
right
is
there.
so
Holy
funny.
Cow.
This guy's name is also very like when you name someone and it's just in your face, like
Like
Kill-
Guy Pearce.
yeah, Guy Pearce. Yeah, exactly. Like this guy has a villainish name.
Okay, hit me with it.
It's Aldrich Killian.
Oh,
Oh,
Killian.
good
Killian.
Lord.
And then Thor: The Dark World. Who remembers the crazy elf's name?
Thor: The Dark World. There was an elf?
Yeah, Christopher Eccleston. Doctor Who played this character, the villain in Thor: The Dark
I don't
World.
remember this
I
at
don't even
all.
really
They
remember
were
the
they were
Dark
after
World.
the ether, the dark ether or whatever, to like rebuild his.
I don't think I knew that was Christopher.
Yeah, I
Eccleston.
just remember
Yeah.
there was a red thing that infected Padme.
Yeah,
Wasn't-
he has like no lines in it that are worthy. It's
Yeah.
like the most terrible role he could have ever taken.
I can't even think of it. Now I'm
Was that
thinking
not in-
Hellboy,
wasn't in
the
Infinity Stone?
Golden Army. You
Was
said the
that-
elf thing. I just think of that movie now.
Wait, what'd you say?
Was that not in
I think
Infinity
it was.
Stone?
Yes. I think
There was
it
an Infinity
yeah.
Stone, yeah.
And infect,
But they used it for some other purposes before.
Yeah.
It was this Reality Stone.
Eldron.
His name is Malekith.
That's a tough one.
Malekith.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's a
sounds
hard
like a
one.
Lord of the Rings elf.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That's what I went for.
You getting
Um,
some question
Christopher
ideas for your next
Eccleston was
video?
Yeah, this is a
actually,
great
which
idea.
I forgot about Christopher Eccleston, was in Gone in 60 Seconds, which
You
was
don't
like
remember that?
one of my favorite shows as a kid, or movie.
Movies.
Yeah, movie as a kid.
He's a
He plays
great
the main
bad
bad
guy.
guy in that too,
Yeah, he's a
and
great
he's
bad
the guy in 28 Days Later, which. Shout out to Trivia Buzz. We just did. You had a 28 Days
I
Later
did.
screenshot up
Slide,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Cillian
now
Murphy.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier, a lot of people's favorite movie. And besides The Winter Soldier,
Redford. I don't
what
remember
was
his name.
I'm sorry, dang it, Robert Redford's character's name?
Yeah, no idea on that one.
Alexander Pierce.
Okay.
He was like the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then but part of Hydra and everything.
Gotcha.
We are gonna spoil everything but Infinity War.
You know
if
what's
you
funny?
haven't figured it out yet.
Coming in, I was like,
You should watch.
I was
watch
trying to
them all by
remember
now.
some of. I was like, I don't remember names. I bet he's gonna like ask for like the enemy names, like
Yep.
the villain names. I was like, I can't
You know
even
me too well,
in,
Kipka.
in the second Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, what's his dad's name? And
Kurt Russell.
I remember.
Um,
I remember that one. Is
Oh,
that
well,
there?
yeah.
All right, let's just jump the Guardians Volume 2.
Oh, so
What's
yeah,
their
I knew he was
name?
gonna-
Ego.
Ego.
Ego, the Living
Yeah,
Planet.
that one.
But what about Guardians 1?
That was the Kree guy. It was
Nebula.
Yeah. Nebula. Well, I guess she's kind of a villain.
Ronan the Destroyer, or
Who
Ronan
was
the Ronan the Accuser.
Yes, Ronan the Accuser.
Yeah.
And then Ant-Man. Or no, let's Avengers: Age of Ultron. Okay.
Yeah.
Ultron.
That one wasn't very memorable.
Yeah, James Spader, love that guy. But
Those
Ant-Man,
things on
who's
me.
his villain?
I didn't see
Ryan doesn't know because he fell asleep.
Audi
Oh,
500.
it's the dude from that
Audi.
really terrible FX show.
Wait, which terrible effect show?
It was the Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, it is the Yellow Jacket. Do you know his real name?
No.
That's not a terrible TV show. That's a good. The Strain.
Oh, that one was so bad. The
What?
Strain was bad.
Strain's a good
His
show.
real name was
Get
Darren
outta
Cross.
here.
And The Strain was good for a little bit.
A little bit.
No.
All right.
You
You
guys
alright?
Watch the
are
pilot.
crazy.
I watched the pilot and everything.
Yeah, you love the pilot episodes. It's funny because The Strain actually had an episode where it teased something and then it didn't pay off for about 8 episodes. And I think that pissed everyone off, so people just stopped watching. And that's why I stopped watching.
See what it looks like with a wig.
Yes. So Captain America: Civil War. This
is kind of hard.
Yeah, this guy, no one knows his name. I didn't even know it. I had to look it up because I had no clue who this villain was.
I thought they just all fight each other.
Yeah,
so
there's a guy that orchestrates it all.
Yeah, it's
the general.
No, it's a guy. He has like an actual bigger role in the comic.
Yes, he's huge in the comics, but he had the most
the guy from the
underrated part.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the guy who has his family got killed.
Yeah, the Russian guy.
The guy
He's
who
like the
has,
son
half
of
the
someone.
burgers.
What is that guy's name?
That's
Such an
gonna
important
bug me.
guy.
Dimitri something?
No, but that's a good guess. Sounds Russian.
Roshinov?
No.
I'm totally blanking.
Nikolai?
Give me the first letter of the last name.
Vodka D. Vodkason. The first letter of the last name is a Z. Rep the Z's.
Oh, it's the guy. He Baron something is like the
Baron
character.
Zemo, yeah.
Zemo,
Helmet
yeah.
Zemo, yeah. That's who it is. How about Doctor Strange? Ryan? Does anyone know? This one's
He's a great bad guy character.
Yeah, it's
in a lot
Mad
of different-
Mikkelsen.
A lot of different movies.
Star
He's a
Wars
great
Rogue
bad guy.
One. He was Hannibal Lecter. Yeah.
Well, he was
That's
a
great
such a good
actor.
show.
He was a good guy.
He's a good guy in Star Wars,
But,
kind of, I guess.
I think one of the 007 movies, he was a really good bad guy.
Yeah, Casino Royale. No one knows his name, huh? My favorite name ever of a villain, Caecilius. It sounds so
Sounds like
evil.
Star Wars.
Caecilius.
Sounds like I'm a snake.
Yeah. And then Guardians 2 we did. How about
I talked to that real kid on the phone one time.
Seriously?
I'm a snake kid, yeah, for a clip for MTV.
That's
He's like, "Hey, what's
awesome.
up?" I'm like, I'm a snake kid? He's like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, that's me. You're like, can you do it for me right now on the phone? Can you make that my voicemail?
Yeah, I'm a snake. Where's my money?
How about Spider-Man Homecoming? We're almost to the end.
That was
Oh,
Birdman.
I just asked a
Oh,
question about this.
Birdman.
Yeah, Michael
what's his-
Keaton as Vulture.
The Vulture.
Yeah,
Does anyone know
that's
his name, though?
Vulture.
Mr. Mom.
Vulture.
Mr. Vultureson.
Adrian Toomes.
Oh, I just asked that.
Yeah.
And I had it in the.
I think it's funny.
weird
I think
last
it's
name.
funny whenever because sometimes you do trivia on other shows and stuff, and you're always like, I do trivia as a living. I don't know trivia.
I only know the stuff that I know.
Yeah, exactly,
I don't know
exactly.
stuff that I Googled.
When I go to like other trivia nights and they're like British royalty, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, like when I've done Geeks Who Drink before, and it's like the most random things, like characters from the Odyssey. I'm like, who gives a crap about that?
Sure.
I mean, I guess
Odysseus.
majors of literature care, but
Educated people, Jordan.
people care. I don't. Give me my Marvel. Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, that's
It
his
was
sister.
What's
no,
his sister?
it was the
Creator? No,
It was his sister.
No,
Right?
It wasn't
Oh,
his
yeah,
sister?
yeah.
it was his sister, but
well, is
what-
Jeff Goldblum considered a villain in that?
yeah. That's what
I
thought,
guess
too.
you
I
could
thought it was just
say
Jeff
him, but he's
He's
not
a
really
side.
like.
What's his name in that?
His name is the.
Orator? The
The collector's his brother.
constructor?
Yeah,
oh, they're
he's-
brothers?
Well, in the comics, in the movie, or in the TV
Yeah,
show.
the something, the Grandmaster.
There you go.
He's the Grandmaster.
Oh, and then the sister.
What's
Yeah,
his
what
What's
was
the
his
sister's
name?
name?
Her name's kind of on the nose
Ragnarok.
too.
Is
Yeah,
right.
almost like Hades or Hades.
Kind of. It's on the nose because Odin sent her to hell, so she's Hela.
Hella.
Yeah.
Hella dope name.
Hela. Yeah, that was actually a pretty dark movie. Like that got
Yeah, it was a
pretty.
good one.
I mean, they had a lot of comedy in it too, but there was a lot of
I'd
violence
say that
in
was
it.
that's up
Did
there for
Thor
one of my.
lose his eye like his
more-
dad in the comics? Because I felt like that was like, okay, he has to lose his eye like his dad. Like,
Well, they just want him to look cool, you know.
I love.
yeah,
the
he
Rock
looks cool without an
character.
eye.
Yeah,
Like
you have a
the
little
Rock.
patch.
Yeah.
He's a pirate.
He's a pirate. He's a space pirate. Who doesn't
No,
love
he's a
that?
thunder
That
pirate.
scene with the song Thunder is really cool.
Yes,
Yeah, that one is
that
really
was
cool.
great. Now, very last one, the one that only came out like 2 months ago, Black Panther.
Still haven't seen
Oh,
it.
Michael B.
what's
Jordan.
Killmonger.
Oh,
I don't know. I
damn
haven't
it.
even
No,
seen the
you're
movie.
right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
Killmonger.
Eric
Nice job.
Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan's character. So, out of all those villains, who do you guys think is probably the best one?
Killmonger.
I would say
hands
Killmonger's
down.
one of the worst.
Oh, you think Killmonger's the worst? I loved what Michael B. Jordan did with it.
Oh, I thought
No,
he was
I think
great.
that he's just kind of like, "What's up, auntie? What's up, uncle?" Like, he just, like, okay, I get it. These are your family.
Yeah.
But, like, he didn't like. He was like a cool like warrior, and he had all those bullets.
So you
with
thought he was like a
bumps.
caricature of a stereotype, pretty much.
I wouldn't say that. I just thought he like wasn't like, I don't know. What did he kill his girlfriend at the one point?
He killed a lot of people that got in his way. He had like
Well,
one
and he had all
goal, and he
those-
wasn't.
he had all
good.
those
Yeah,
marks.
for
Yeah,
with all
for
the people he
kills.
killed.
On the
and-
flip
I guess
side,
he's not the worst.
then on
but
the flip side, what do you consider the best?
Yeah, like
a
who's
Whiplash.
Oh my god.
No, I loved.
Where is my board?
I loved Ultron. I thought Ultron was
Yes.
a really cool
Yeah.
villain. I
Yeah.
loved I might be running out. Let's see.
I
like
Hello
in my
wasn't
head.
bad.
I like Loki.
Yeah, Loki's pretty
Loki's
cool.
great. Love
yeah.
Loki.
Loki's pretty cool.
Yeah, that first one, Jedediah, whatever.
Yeah,
That's,
Obadiah Stane.
Obadiah.
Yeah. Jedediah. Hey there, Jedediah.
Prospected.
So yeah, I think Loki. I think the worst one was probably Malekith, only because they didn't really give him anything to do. It's literally like, hey, let's get this awesome actor to just sit here and say a made up language, like maybe 5 lines in the whole movie.
Well, I think that's the whole issue with all the movies. They've never had one real villain. That's what the buildup of this movie that just came out was supposed to be.
Besides Loki,
Like
all the villains get defeated in a way, and they can never really come back.
Loki doesn't really like almost count as a villain because he's always switching sides.
It's true,
like, oh,
but he was
is
like,
he bad?
yeah, he was pretty much a villain in the first 2 movies he was in,
Yeah,
and then he was kind of became the anti-hero after that.
But he's an anti-hero. He's made to be likable.
Yeah,
you know, he's
well,
not made to hate.
I'll tell you this: they do a great job with villains in the new movie, in the sense that Thanos was really fleshed out.
That's what I was saying. He's
like
the only one that's actually been a real villain.
It felt the most time they took to actually flesh out a villain besides Loki, but he had like 4 movies to get fleshed out.
I'd say Ultron would be the second actual villain.
Yeah, Ultron was really good. I agree, but I'm just a fan of James Spader. Like, I watched The Blacklist, and I just sit there and listen to him talk about random crap all day long.
He's the only reason I'm still watching Office the last couple seasons, because he's like just interesting enough.
Where are you? Oh, no, go ahead.
Go ahead. Season 8,
fun little thing. Did you guys ever watch Boston Legal?
No.
Yeah, that was a good show.
That was, I watched every episode. That was really good. It's got James Spader and also
William Shatner.
William
Shatner.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, I used to watch it with my family. It was surprisingly really
quick
good
show, right?
Yeah, it was a really good show.
Yeah, never watched that one.
That's
but
like a forgotten show.
Yeah,
nobody talks about it.
It was on for a while.
Was it on for like more
6
than 2
years.
seasons?
Yeah.
Okay.
It had a lot.
I thought it was only on for a little while.
Spader and that one girl. She's a little older.
Kesha?
Her big acting breakthrough.
Love
Kesha's grandmother.
Love
Kesha's grandmother.
I actually have to get going, so
okay,
I hope
no
you guys
worries.
have a great rest of your
yes,
show.
Thank you for coming
thanks
on.
for having me. And
you're gonna get us a lot more views, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, thanks,
all right,
Ryan.
bye,
All right, take care.
Ryan. I am
All
very
right,
excited
guys.
to see Stone Cold Steve Austin's portrayal of Thanos.
Yeah. Why is Stone Cold gonna be betraying him? Because he's got the face of Stone Cold.
Yeah, he pretty much looks like him in the trailer.
And it's funny, he sounds like him too. No, he doesn't.
Vulture is actually one of the
Oh wait, hang on. I turned you down by accident.
Oh.
All right, go for it.
Oh.
There you go. You're there now.
I like the Vulture, but again, he's not like the hardcore villain. He's a guy that's redeemable, and
Yeah, he had more.
he was never like super
He had
nefarious.
more at heart than just like I want to destroy the world or I want to be the best.
I'd say
It was like a family thing.
Red Skull could be a good one.
Yeah,
He could have been really good.
I just feel like he was in a bad movie.
He definitely was.
Yeah, I just
didn't like the movie. If they would have put him in something else, I probably would have liked him.
feel
a
like the
lot more.
motivations of all the villains in all these movies have been
Yeah.
too like, oh, I'm just gonna try to do this
Yeah,
one
Ryan.
thing really badly.
Yeah.
No whoopee.
All right. So, what would you guys say is your favorite Marvel character of all time? And it doesn't have to be MCU, comics, anything like.
Whoa, this is Marvel. This
Yeah.
is a Marvel podcast, bro.
Well, yeah,
I
but
said
that's
Marvel
all
character.
You said it didn't have to be.
I said
No, no.
didn't have to be Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, this is the movies,
Natalie
though.
Portman.
No, we're going into some different stuff than just the
Oh,
MCU,
man, my
bro.
mind is
I'm gonna
getting
go with
blown.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman's your favorite character? What does she play? Jane Foster? You love the Doctor.
There's so many characters.
Hot doctor.
There are a lot of
That's a lot
I'd
to
characters.
say
think about.
like Spider-Man's always the most fun.
I'm a huge
I
fan
love
of Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
only because I love the quips.
yeah, no, he's
he's
the most
quippy.
fun.
I was a little bummed. The second Spider-Man. I can't remember his name.
Andrew Garfield, the one in Amazing
I
Spider-Man.
really enjoyed his Spider-Man.
I thought he did a good job. I just think that they didn't write things very well, and I also
Yeah.
felt like he looked
was a
too
little
old.
too-
I love
he also
Tom
was a
Holland because he looks
Like
like a
high
Spider-Man. Like he
Yeah.
looks like a nerd,
He
but he
does-
also looks like he can hold his
He
own.
looks
He also
like
was a little bit too.
Spider-Man.
He looks like that
I mean, I will
Spider-Man.
say the one thing that annoyed I liked a lot of it. The only thing that really annoyed me was he was a bit twitchy.
Andrew Garfield?
And his character was a bit twitchy. And Buds is back.
Do we have another?
Buds is back.
Oh,
Yeah! Woo! Bud just put up his Sharknado headshot on my back wall, so that's awesome.
Right next
Love
to the
it.
Whoopi Goldberg
He's got
impersonator.
about 50 million of those to get rid of. So there you go.
he's
If
gotta
you-
start getting wallet-sized ones.
yeah, right. If you want a signed headshot of Ryan Buds, beach victim #1 from the original Sharknado, just shout out to him. He will give it to you.
Comment on the next post on Instagram.
He
Yeah,
will pay for postage.
All right, so we're going to move on to our next little game here called Marvel or Bust. Does anyone remember in junior high, did they call when they farted a bust?
Yes.
I used to be like, I just busted.
Okay,
I
well,
just busted.
You say busted. It's never busted. It's busted ass.
No, we used to just say I busted.
Yep.
Did anyone else play safety? Does anyone know what safety is?
something
Yeah,
else
where
inside.
you like
no,
fart and then you have to say safety. If you
No.
don't, someone can go doorknob and then they can punch you until you touch the doorknob.
What's kind of like
Kids are
it's
so dumb.
half funny, half annoying.
Never
Kyle Lynn
busted.
to this day will still say safety, even though he knows no one's gonna call doorknob.
But just in case.
Yeah, he still
I'm gonna
says
call
safety.
doorknob on him next time. Now, do kids still play that this day? I
Not
feel
yet.
like
Kids play all the like
Not
the
a
word. Yeah,
I just feel like we were so dumb in the '90s. We were pumping ourselves full of purple
No,
ketchup and
they're
crap.
too
Like
busy
you
on
know.
their iPhones and the snap crack.
Yeah, I don't know. Busted. I always thought that was like a really weird way to say I farted. I guess it makes sense if like busted ass,
Yeah, busted
but
ass.
I didn't know that as a
still say
child. I just thought we were
Yeah.
like
Dude, you
busted.
busted ass.
So
Jordan
we're
busted
playing
ass.
Marvel or Bust. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a character from comics. You're gonna tell me whether it's a Marvel character or not.
Okay.
So let's start off with the first one. Deathstroke.
that's bust.
That is a bust.
That is a bust.
That
That's
is
DC.
true. DC. What about Cable?
That is a Marvel character.
Marvel.
Yeah, it's Marvel.
Marvel. Yep, he's with
From
Deadpool. What about Apocalypse?
That is a Marvel
That
character.
was the X-Men, right?
Yes. Dang, you guys are getting all these. How about Hawkman?
Bust.
Ooh.
No, Hawkman, I believe it is a Marvel character.
All right.
I'll
We
go
got
Mar-
one bust.
I'll
We
go
got
Marvel.
Marvel. He's a DC character.
Ah,
He was on
dang
Legends of
it.
Tomorrow.
Oh, that's Hawkman.
Yeah, it's Hawkman.
I thought there's one of those like. I think there's some of those characters that almost have the same names.
Yeah,
and then
I'm
they're
sure.
Like,
Hawkeye,
well,
obscure characters that
Hawkeye,
you never hear.
Hawkman, Falcon. Yeah. What about Spawn? This one was hard for me.
No, Spawn is not Marvel.
All right. One no.
He's very confident. I'm gonna follow his lead.
All right.
I'm gonna say Marvel.
He is not Marvel. He is
Yes, right?
no, he's Image Comics.
Oh,
It
Image
sounded
Comics.
like
I
know
thought
they're-
that
Dark
sounds
Horse.
like an X-Men.
Spawn?
Yeah.
You don't know who Spawn is?
No.
Dude, go watch the 90s movie.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but it's awesome all at the same
Yeah,
time.
pretty much.
Spawn is great. Yeah.
You know what's great? Nice
great
movie. That one with
anti-hero.
what's a purple superhero? What's his name?
Magneto?
No. Never, forget about it.
Purple.
Forget about
No,
it.
now I'm curious. What kind of purple superhero is there?
It's, I don't remember.
Is it a Hulk? A
No.
purple Hulk?
Keep
Yeah,
these
I
rolling.
said
All right.
forget about it.
So, what about Deathlock?
Deathlock.
Yeah, I love Deathlock.
I want to say Deathlock is DC.
I'm gonna Deathlock. I'm gonna go DC.
Okay.
I'll go Marvel.
It is Marvel.
Yes.
He was on the first season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's like a cybernetic kind of guy. Sinestro.
That's Lantern. So that's DC. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would be DC, yeah.
It is DC. What about Swamp Thing?
Swamp
That's
ass.
Swamp
DC.
Thing.
Swamp
That's
ass.
It is DC. What about Casey Jones?
Marvel.
That's
sounds like
Teenage
the hot
Mutant Ninja
girl in high
Turtles.
school.
That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What
It
is
just
he?
sounds like the hot girl.
Is
What
that
is he, though?
Marvel? I don't know.
Casey Jones.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I don't
is
think that's
not
Marvel. Bust.
I'm gonna go
Casey
DC.
Jones.
No, I'm not Marvel. I'm gonna go not Marvel.
Yeah, he's not Marvel. He's Mirage
I
Comics.
didn't know
is
if
what
there was like some
TMNT 's
weird
on.
Does not
twist in.
Casey Jones sounds like the hot girl in like a '90s like high school movie?
I guess, unless you watch TMNT and you know Casey Jones is like a mask-wearing hockey guy.
Yeah.
Well,
I do not
TMNT is
watch
also,
TMNT.
based off of Daredevil, or originated off of Daredevil.
Well, yeah, the like origin story did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
The more you know.
What about Luke Skywalker?
Ha!
Not Marvel, unless
Not Marvel,
No,
I'm going to go with.
Not Marvel.
Jordan's life hero.
Answer the question.
No.
He's Marvel now, guys.
Oh,
It used to
manipulated.
be Dark Horse Comics until Disney bought
Yeah.
Star Wars, and now he's on the Marvel label.
I call Bullbark.
Star Wars was on the Marvel label in the 70s when they came out.
They have
Then it got
comics?
sold off to Dark Horse, and then it came back to Marvel.
They have comics?
Yeah, they have tons. Darth Vader runs really good, and that's all I really read. But they have a bunch of other ones like Princess Leia, Chewbacca. I think they have like a Lando Calrissian one or something.
Is any of it canon?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. I don't think so. Not up to this point, at least. We find out about Poe Dameron's like parents in one of them, and I believe the Han Solo run. You find out Han Solo was married before to someone, but it was like a hoax to like for
the green card.
Maybe, I don't know. It was for some reason. I didn't actually read it. So what about?
Although Poe Dameron, that's actually like a sidebar. That's actually a pretty good like movie name. Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron? I don't know. All the Star Wars names are kind of weird.
Like some of them are really just like pulling out of your ass. You know?
Yeah.
Like that was like very.
What about the Human Torch?
That is Marvel.
Marvel.
It's Fantastic.
That
Four.
is Marvel.
I didn't know Marvel was Fantastic Four.
Captain Britain.
I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna go Marvel.
I'm actually gonna go Marvel.
It's Marvel.
Yeah.
Adam Warlock.
Oh, Marvel.
I feel like that's a DC thing.
Marvel for sure.
It's Marvel.
It is?
Yep.
Who is he?
You haven't seen him yet. He's not been in the MCU.
He
was at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He was teased.
Shows.
I don't.
Yeah.
I watched it. I don't remember that.
Remember the thing where they're in like the gold, like sarcophagus or whatever, the post-credit scene? That's Adam Warlock.
Oh, okay.
Hellboy.
Hellboy?
Yes.
No, Hellboy is not Marvel.
I'm gonna go with him.
He's not Marvel. He is Dark Horse.
Although, isn't it the first Hellboy the same actor as Thanos or whatever?
Yeah, isn't
The guy
it?
from Sons of Anarchy? No,
Josh Brolin?
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he was the first.
Yeah,
Hellboy.
I think so. I'm
He was
pretty sure.
Yeah, he was the first Hellboy.
Thanos
The
and
first
Hellboy are the same
was
actor.
always the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, and isn't that Thanos?
No.
No.
Josh Brolin.
Oh, you're right. No, it's not. What's Hellboy's name?
I
Who's
don't
the
know,
actor?
but get his name.
He's a dude from Sons of Anarchy.
Wait, who plays Thanos?
Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Who's Josh Brolin?
What the?
The guy who plays Cable in Deadpool.
Yeah, no, that's two different people.
Really?
But you're right.
Yeah.
The guy
He
who
looks
played-
because
the guy
Thanos
from
looks
Sons of
like
Anarchy
the
did
guy
play
from Sons of
Hellboy.
Anarchy.
Yeah.
If
You're right. I thought you were right, but
he looks like the guy from Sons
He
of
also
Anarchy.
does the voice of Jake in Adventure Time.
does he really?
Really?
Wait.
Oh no,
Josh
that's
Brolin
the guy
or
who does the Gears of War voice. Never mind.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
the guy who did Hellboy, right?
No.
No, never mind. I just did
Okay,
the
but
weird
We're
thing.
going off the
Okay,
rails.
but
We don't know
I
what's
do have to
going on.
say, like, I anytime I've seen Thanos in like the previews, it looks like the dude from Sons of Anarchy.
That's
Well,
just 'cause
he
he's a
also
big
looks like
dude.
Stone Cold
He's
Steve
also just a
Austin.
CGI character, yeah. So I mean that makes sense.
No, I thought it looked like they CGI'd his face into Thanos. Whatever.
Well,
That's
how about Howard the Duck?
Yeah, that's
that
Marvel.
is definitely Marvel because you see him in all of
Yes,
these.
it is Marvel.
He was just in the TV show right now.
What about The Thinker?
Like the statue guy?
Yes.
I think that's
statue
Marvel.
guy.
That's.
I'm gonna
I
go
think that's in
DC.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go not Marvel.
Well, not Marvel.
It's DC.
Oh dang.
Yep.
Oh,
What
that
about-
was in. That's in.
It's in Flash. Yep. I thought you would have got
Yeah,
that
that threw
one.
me off.
What about Martian Manhunter?
Oh, that's DC.
That sounds dumb enough to not be Marvel.
Dude.
Talk about busting.
Dude, my stomach has been hurting so bad right
think
now,
I
and that
can
felt
smell that.
amazing.
I'm right
That
here.
felt amazing. Normally, I would have held it in, but my stomach is hurting so bad right now. Okay,
I'm gonna go not Marvel.
so Martian Manhunter.
I'm gonna go out of here.
Yeah, it is. It's DC. Hey, that feels good, actually. Keep doing that.
John. What's his name?
John Wick.
He has his real name.
Oh,
Or-
it's something
John
Jones. John
John
Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, but it's spelled like with a bunch of Z's because he's supposed to be from outer space and stuff.
from Mars.
So
Yeah.
Z's
Is that
are
what it
just
is,
from outer
Mars?
space?
It's like JONNN
Martian.
JOZZZZZ
You
or
just
something
said it.
like
He's
that.
Martian man.
Yep, Martian Man.
Mars.
Is he?
Mars.
Who is he
Mars.
hunting? Superman? He's
No,
like.
he's like the last of his kind.
Yeah, but they're like a bounty hunter for a certain race. Is it Superman? I feel
don't
like
think
it's
so.
Superman.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I just got a huge whiff of your gum, and I'm like, did you just bust out?
I
your mint?
farted peppermint. It's beautiful. All right, we got 3 more. Abe Sapien.
That's that. Okay, all I know is that like an ape bad guy?
No,
because
Abe. Like
because-
Abe Lincoln.
oh, 'cause
Abe Sapien.
Well, it's like I thought it was like monkey Homo sapien, ape sapien.
No.
No.
I don't know.
Actually, I've never
I'm-
heard this one before.
I'm gonna go not Marvel.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
not Marvel as well.
Well, I'm gonna go Marvel then.
It's not Marvel. He's the friend of Hellboy, the one that looks like
Oh,
the dude
yeah.
the blue
from
guy.
what's that movie that just came out that won Best Picture?
The water.
Yeah, it's something about water. Oh no, I watched it. I don't remember what it's
The
called.
Shape of Water.
The Shape of Water. Yeah.
Which fun fact?
looks-
Apparently, some company used the idea and they made like a bunch of like dildos like that themed and like
Oh my
made a
God.
bunch of money off that shit.
Oh,
my
wonder how you
God.
know about
Yeah.
that, Gregor.
I heard
What
on the Woody Show.
Yeah, sure.
The Woody
I
Show.
did. I heard on the Woody Show.
I noticed we were getting some questionable packages.
Yeah, nondescript packages.
You're
Those
the
are
one who
never a
orders
good
stuff that
sign.
You and Clay order the most in our house.
The most
Yeah,
dildos.
Dildos?
Yeah, I love Amazon.
Okay.
He has a collection of dildos.
They're just nicely placed on your shelf with like your action figures next to it.
Collection case.
So what about Namor?
Namor.
I'm going to say bust because that's just, I don't know.
I'm going to go with Marvel.
Okay.
I'm actually going to go with Marvel as well.
It is Marvel. It's their answer to pretty much Aquaman. He's like Atlantis's like king or whatever. And then the final one, Shazam.
DC.
Shazam is
DC.
It's DC. Shazam is DC.
Yes, I do remember watching on like cartoon. Like
It is DC, and I think
it was WB.
The movie that's supposed to come out, The Rock's playing the bad guy, the Black something or other. What's the guy's name?
Yeah, it's
That's
like a
Shazam.
black lightning bolt.
It's not Black Bolt.
No, it's not Black Bolt.
It's
that's Marvel.
Adam something. Adam Black.
Adam Wood.
Yeah, I think it's I think it might be Adam Black.
R.I.P.
Adam Black or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not Black Adam.
Shazam's
because-
like a kid.
Yeah, and when he says the name, he turns into the superhero, right?
Yeah.
A weird concept.
What if someone else says the name? He's just like randomly doing something.
Yeah, right. Like,
I don't think it works like
yeah,
that.
I think he has to say it. All right, so we're gonna take a little Marvel fun fact break right now. So
these are gonna be not fun facts. These have all been fun facts, right?
all my facts are fun.
I thought we were taking a break from the fun facts.
No,
Yeah,
not
that's what
at
it
all.
sounded like.
Yeah.
Oh no, this is a break
Are we just
where
gonna
we
fart more or
have
something?
Marvel fun facts. Yeah, I gotta take a break to fart. So did you guys know that Hulk was originally gray, but had to be turned green because of the poor quality of the print in the 1960s?
Oh,
I believe that.
He didn't stand out enough.
did not know
It's
that.
kind of like that fun fact about the Fairly Odd Parents with Timmy Turner's hat. The guy was supposed to be a blue hat, but he ran out of blue ink, so he made it a pink hat.
I don't know.
That's kind of fun.
All I know is
that.
rappers are really into him now.
Rappers are really into the Hulk.
Timmy Turner.
Oh, Timmy Turner?
Wait,
Why is
really?
that? Is that a
Have you heard
joke?
all the songs that
Uh-uh.
Timmy Turner?
No.
What?
Is that referencing Fairly Odd Parents?
I don't know.
If you're
Check out
if
Timmy
you're-
Turner rap
Yeah, if you're a
songs.
rapper out there, let us know what that's
I heard
about.
the yodeling kid.
Yeah. So did you know Spider-Man, his name is hyphenated, and then the hyphen was added so it didn't look like Superman because they didn't want him to get confused because it does actually, you see like an S and
Yeah.
man,
Yeah, I could see
and it's like
that.
the same number of letters pretty much.
Smart move.
And there's like a P in there. Like it looks very, very
I
similar.
don't think I know that. It's like if I was to write out Spider-Man, I don't know if I would. Put
I
the
never
hyphen.
put the
would've.
hyphen. I
No,
always
I never
put it
put the
just
hyphen.
normal, and I went back and looked. I'm like, they really do put the
But
hyphen
I don't
in
think
almost
I don't
everything.
think it would look right if you. I would need like a space, but a space
It's
doesn't
kind of
look
like
right either.
it's kind of like the internet. Internet's always supposed to be capitalized, but no one capitalizes it.
I didn't know it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
capitalized.
I never see internet written
Yeah.
anywhere. I just
Well,
go on it.
I just go on it.
All right, I see it written places.
Okay.
Okay.
Riveting.
Like notes. Please use the internet.
yeah. So did you know that Loki actually appeared in the comics 13 years before Thor did? So Loki was the OG Asgardian.
Mind
Did not know
blown.
that.
Yeah, mind
Wasn't he the older
blown.
brother anyway?
I don't know if he was. I don't think that he originated as a younger brother.
No, you're right. Because
Supernatural
because
just
he would've-
had an episode where they're going after Loki.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did they get around that with licensing and stuff?
What? Loki's a Norse god.
Oh, that's right. So they're like, we
wasn't
can
the
use
Loki-
the fair use
Fair
because
trade.
it's like
It wasn't like Loki from Marvel.
I get.
It
I
was
thought
like
you meant they were
another-
going after the Marvel Loki. I was
No.
like, what? Okay, and then my last fun fact here. Jon Favreau was originally hired to work on Captain America as a comedy. They were going to make First Avenger more of a comedic outing than it was, which I think would have been better because I hate that movie. But
Yeah, that movie's horrible.
Did Jon Favreau direct Captain America?
no, he
he
ended
did
up
the-
directing
no,
Iron Man.
because I know he did all.
They moved him over to
because
Iron Man.
Any movie he directs, he's always in. So
Yeah,
Pretty
no, they
much.
moved him over to Iron Man.
Which is a smarter move.
yeah,
I mean,
it
Iron
worked
Man had
really
more
well.
of the
Really
comedic-
well.
Well, Iron
Yes.
Man just ended up being the first one, right?
Yeah,
It came
the
out
first
before.
one.
Yeah.
was the
It came
first
out
one.
before, which I think they wanted to do Captain America first, but I think they realized that Iron Man was better as an introduction because it was not as period piece. I guess it was more like comic booky.
I don't know. It was smart. I think it would have. I don't think this all would have happened. if
No, I don't think so. Like you needed Tony Stark
Everyone
to
loves
get everyone
Tony Stark,
introduced to
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you think the cinematic universe would be better if Edward Norton remained the Hulk?
No.
I don't think it really would have mattered.
I don't think so,
lo-
only because I think Edward Norton would have been so over it, and that would have been portrayed on screen, and he
Yeah.
would be happy. I love Edward Norton as an actor, but I don't want bored Edward Norton.
I think they should change the actor for Hulk every movie now.
Yeah, right. keep it the same. What's
that-
the
keep
guy's
guessing.
the actor now?
consistency
Not Renner. What's his name? What's the actor's
Oh,
name?
I blank on the name. I know. I mean, we all know
I
who he
like
is.
him as an actor. I just can't think of his
I
name.
want to say Matt.
No, it's not Matt.
Matt.
I want to say John.
Matt LeBlanc.
Whatever. I think he does a good job as Hulk, the new guy. I think he's
enjoy
good.
him. Yes.
Yeah,
So before the MCU started, there were a lot of other Marvel movies that were out there. Things like Fantastic Four and X-Men and all that. And now with the Fox and Marvel merger at the forefront of our mind, we're going to look outside of the MCU a little bit and play a little game where we're going to test our knowledge. Yeah, look outside, Gregor. Go outside and look for me. This game, though, is a visual round. So for our audio listeners, this isn't going to be very fun. So I'm going to cut this part out of the audio version, but I want to put that disclaimer in here before I cut it out, because if you want to watch it, go to our YouTube channel.
That's
Wreck My Podcast.
YouTube.com.
Yeah, youtube.com. Not .org or .net. Check out our YouTube channel. Watch this video. You can fast forward to this part, and you can play along with us, the visual round. I also want to make everyone aware that I'm cutting this part out so it doesn't sound super awkward, like I'm cutting off mid-sentence, because that would just be weird, and I'm already weird, and that's enough weird for this show.
I bet you'll leave it in. No need to cut it out.
Nope, I'm going to cut it out.
Don't do it.
I'm going to cut it out.
Simmer.
Everyone here listening will know that.
So how is this going to work?
So this is going to work. So I'm going to show you a picture.
Did you
Sorry.
fart again?
No,
or was that your chair?
Oh, shoot. It's doing a slideshow, and I don't want it to do a slideshow.
And then we got to say what movie it was.
So, yes, I'm going to show you a picture, a screenshot from one of the movies, and you got to tell me what movie it's from.
Man, I need multiple choice answers. I'm terrible with remembering.
All right.
I feel like me and Joe should back up a little bit, because I feel like I have
you can
a
just
little
say
bit of an
it.
unfair advantage.
Whoever knows first, or to keep it a little bit of order in our lives here, we'll say the word
Pineapple.
What about your name? What about your name is your buzzer?
No, I like falafel.
Okay,
Let's do
falafel.
It should be shawarma, but falafel is a more fun word to say.
Shawarma.
So say falafel when you got it.
No, it should be shawarma.
Okay,
It should
shawarma.
be shawarma.
Fine,
Shawarma.
shawarma.
It should be shawarma.
Here's the first one.
Shawarma. Punisher.
It is the Punisher.
I didn't say who got it first.
Look at my shirt.
All right.
Punisher.
And for those of you
No one
listening,
else is wearing
Kipka is
Punisher.
wearing a Punisher shirt.
No one's wearing any Marvel stuff here.
Well, I feel like the listening.
I'm wearing Power Rangers.
I'm wearing a black.
That's
I'm
not
wearing
Marvel.
the best team in the
Chargers.
AFC West right here.
All right, next one.
Oh,
Shawarma.
Shawarma. I forgot the
Krager.
word.
Fantastic Four.
Yep.
It is Fantastic Four. Next one.
Shawarma.
Krager again.
Spider-Man the original with Tobey Maguire.
Yes. Next one.
Shawarma. He's just saying shawarma every time you click.
I'm gonna give it to Kipka.
He did get that one.
Oh man.
Which one is it though? This is the harder one.
Oh, I know this one.
Well, hold on to your butts.
I'm gonna go with the
3.
I can't remember.
2.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Nope.
Days of Future Past.
That's Days of Future Past.
Boom.
Couldn't remember.
Shawarma. Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Oh, I can't even
Oh,
see that. I
frickin'
can't even
Nicolas
tell that's Nick
Cage.
Cage from here. Shawarma. That's the
I'm gonna give it to Kipka.
X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes, it is.
The Sweet Deadpool.
Yep. Next one.
Shawarma.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey.
Why are you doing two Ryan Reynolds
which
back to
blade?
back?
Wait.
Which blade though?
I know it.
You're doing two Ryan Reynolds
Blade
movies back
2.
to back?
Wrong. It's Blade Trinity.
It's Blade
I've
Trinity.
never seen any
Yeah.
Blades.
What's
I
wrong
just
with
know
Ryan
that-
Reynolds,
I
guys?
just-
I know it's
There
gonna
ain't
be
nothing
three.
wrong with Ryan
Shawarma.
Reynolds.
No, Deadpool.
It's
Why
Deadpool.
did you pick her having that? She looks like a hamster.
Because I want the people at home to know that even Marina Baccarin can look bad sometimes.
No, she looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Right there, so.
I'm
No.
just laughing because you're an ugly crier.
She was pretty good in that
All right,
movie.
I had to put 3 Ryan Reynolds in there, so here's the next one.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
It's the first Spider-Man.
Yes, it is.
Maguire.
Shawarma.
Oh, you think you know this one, huh? Tell me what movie this is from. I even had to relook.
If he gets it wrong, you have to slap him in the face.
Yeah, Slapsgiving.
Just slap me. I don't know.
What do you think it is? Okay, you don't know? Does
I
anyone
legit- I
know?
literally
Yes.
Does anyone know?
I don't. I just said shawarma.
No one else. If I give you the name
hang on.
I thought these were all going to be movies that were like, the Deadpool was like
everything
later.
outside the MCU.
Outside MCU.
Wait, so these are outside MCU.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're not made by.
They're not part of the
Marvel-
Disney
Marvel
stuff.
Studios.
You think I would have listened when you
Is this
talked,
the new
but-
Bill and
No.
Ted or something?
No.
I'll give you the name of the character.
Oh.
Okay.
Stick.
Oh, Shawarma? Is it Daredevil?
Nope.
Oh, but he's in the Daredevil show.
He is. Who else is in the Daredevil show that had a movie that's related to Daredevil?
Oh, Shawarma Electra.
Yeah, it's Electra.
Oh God!
All right, here's the next one.
Shawarma.
Yeah.
The Punisher. The
What's it
You're
called
gonna
though?
come right now, Jordan?
What's it called though?
what's it called? This
More
is
likely to fart.
Warzone. Warzone.
It is Warzone.
fart
Yes,
cone.
it's Warzone. All right. Hang on. How many more do we have?
And I don't see a prize, so come on,
Bark.
give me some
I think
motivation.
we have like 4
The
more.
prize is
All right.
Jordan won't fart anymore.
Yeah, I won't fart in your face. Next one.
Shawarma. Oh,
What do you think, Joe?
I know this one.
come on, man.
I have shawarma if he doesn't get it. I have shawarma if he doesn't get it.
It's the second Spider-Man with the Garfield guy.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
The one with
Andrew Garfield.
and
Paul Giamatti.
and
The black guy.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Shawarma.
Shawarma.
Uh-huh.
X-Men 3.
Nope.
X2.
It is X2.
Oh!
Next one is a swerve.
Shawarma.
Yeah.
That's what I said earlier. It's Daredevil.
Nope.
No.
Shawarma.
Oh,
Shawarma.
It's Batman.
I said shawarma. Why did you let me get that? Come on.
I just put that in there to be funny.
that doesn't count.
I just put that in there to be funny.
That is like a lot older looking than the
I was looking.
Daredevil.
Yeah, it's like a lot older than what he looks like in
obviously,
Daredevil.
Like he's focusing with his eyes. You could tell if it was Daredevil, he would not be. Focusing
Yeah,
with
his eyes would have been a
No,
little
he-
bit more
he-
glossed
like-
over.
He would've
Yeah,
like
no,
this.
he looks like he has dead eyes right there.
It's true
Well, that's
because
just
he's
dead
sad
inside.
fleck. He's
Yeah.
just sad he's in this movie. All right, very last one. If you guys can get this, you are the masters of movies outside the MCU.
What the heck? That Swamp Thing.
I don't know.
It's Marvel.
It's Marvel.
What year did this movie come out?
2005, and it actually had a theatrical release, which I did not know about, which means we are going to watch it for this podcast.
Yeah, buddy.
This movie looks god-awful. I watched the trailer.
I
Can
mean,
we get
is
some
it
kind of a
Swamp-
hint?
Oh, voice crack. Swamp
we
Thing.
get-
It's like Swamp Thing.
Can we get-
I will say Thing is in the name.
Thing.
No. You guys are never going to get this because I've never even heard of this in my life before.
Oh, you already kind of gave us.
What is it?
No.
Man Thing.
Man,
Never would have
Man
guessed that in
Thing.
my entire
But guess
life.
what?
That was pretty
Marvel?
close.
It only has 17% on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not the worst movie you've ever heard of. But it was pretty bad. I think it made $1.1 million in the box office the whole time it was out.
Another podcast I did. We should do the worst rated movie of all time. On
That
Rotten
would be good,
Tomatoes.
which I think is
that The
either The
Room?
Room or Battlefield Earth, and those two are already on my list to do for this podcast.
Oh, perfect. There we go.
There you
Because
go.
The Room hasn't been done enough.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
so-
That's why we should do Battlefield Earth because it
Yeah.
just came out on
Okay,
Netflix, and that's
that
a good one.
works.
But that's the end of this. We should do Man Thing too. So I have this vision for a joke for the audio version.
Oh, boy.
But it requires me to say the word penis just once. So for those of you watching the video version and you're curious what that joke is, plug to the audio version. Go over on the Apple iTunes podcast
So we've
app and
got
listen to that.
something for the video people and
Boom!
something for
I'm
the
trying to get.
audio.
I'm trying to diversify here. Get everyone on both platforms. So that is the end of our Marvel show. Did you guys like it? Was it fun?
Where's the penis joke?
He's okay.
Oh, you'll hear the penis joke. You gotta listen to the episode.
Yeah, you got to wait for post credits.
Yeah. Post credit teaser.
Wait,
It's
you're
a-
doing
it's a
your own
post-credit
by
penis.
yourself. You're just gonna do a penis joke.
Yeah.
It's a post credit penis.
Yeah. So
It's a PCP.
So I want to thank you guys for coming out here on a Sunday. I know you're probably all going to go check out Avengers Infinity War, and everyone out there should go check out Avengers Infinity War. It's awesome.
I
I'm excited to see
You
it.
might
for that
wait.
TV release.
My friend,
Yeah, right.
Or the DVD.
I have a
That's
sweet
on
deal.
TBS.
Sweet deal.
TBS.
You go see it right now.
I waited forever
It is
for
very
my
nice.
Winter Soldier 2 to come out on TV.
So
FX.
which ones haven't you seen, Kipka? You haven't seen Black Panther,
I haven't seen Ant-Man or Black Panther.
Ant-Man, or Black Panther. You saw Doctor Strange at my house, I think.
Yeah, and then also it's on
Nice.
Netflix.
Doctor Strange.
Got a little
So
strange.
if you no, if you enjoyed this episode, we have quite a few more that are available that you can go back and watch, including the '90s theme song trivia.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's probably our number one watched one.
Which one
Everyone
isn't
else-
Craig
that was
on?
a fun one.
Which one isn't Craig on? Probably the first few.
Ooh. Go check those out.
Lost in Space we do, Goosebumps, and there's a lot of other fun nostalgia stuff on there as well. We have a lot more on the way, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Serenity, and a fun Lunchables episode I did with my wife. That one will probably be a bonus episode at some point down the line. As I said before, we have a new episode every Wednesday, bonus episodes sometimes on Saturday, so look out for that as well. Do you guys want to say anything more before we head out here about Marvel, or you got your Marvel fill for the day?
pretty satiated on Marvel right now.
Yeah.
I just want to say I had a marvelous time.
Marvelous
with you guys.
time.
Marvelous.
I feel like I'm Captain Marvel with how much Marvel I got going on right
But
now.
shout out to Tim Jarvis to consistently flake.
Yeah,
Oh,
man. Where's Tim? Tim was supposed to be.
Dude,
but we had a nice
I
Ryan Buds
gotta
cameo.
I gotta say,
both have
if we do a
beards.
DC
Yeah.
one, I feel like he might show up, because he is like a Christian Bale.
What?
Tim is?
Because he bailed.
He bailed.
Oh! End the podcast. End it now.
Get this out of here.
End it now.
And on
What
that
the
note,
heck?
Penis.
You can keep
I was
going.
just gonna say a big thank you to Ryan Buds
Oh yeah.
coming and hanging out with us for a
Yes,
little bit.
if you haven't, go check out his podcast, Trivia with Buds, the Trivia with Buds podcast on iTunes as well. He uploads to YouTube, I think, too. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter. He posts a bunch of really fun stuff. TriviaBuds.com tells you all his locations in LA where you can go.
Lots and lots of fun. We actually just came from one literally right before this, and it was quite enjoyable.
We were at our favorite local brewing company, Pocock Brewing Company.
We love beer and
cock. All right. With that, this is the real sign off, I guess. I don't know if I'm actually keeping this part in because I stopped the recording. But I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you didn't, penis. Penis.